basket over there at the Leadership Tulsa resource table with Val and Alma. Val and Alma, you can read. Yeah. So they're Changemaker alum and on our advisory committee, and so you can put the pledge card in the basket over there, and there's envelopes and pens there if you need those too. So with that, I have the great honor of introducing our hostess for this evening, Kaylee Carranza, who is a 4th grade Springdale Elementary Changemaker and Changemaker alum, and a true powerhouse. She was instrumental in launching her cohort's projects last semester, converting their hallways into highways, and launching Big Buddies, Little Buddies program. So go ahead and give it up for Kaylee Carranza.
Welcome to the Spring 2019 Tulsa Changemakers Pitch Night. Today you will hear about how these wonderful changemakers made a difference in their schools and communities. Whether it's a project like racism or beautifying the hallways and making them more welcoming, we have it all here at Pitch Night. After you have heard about our amazing projects, we encourage you to stay for our networking time to learn a little more about the projects and the students that worked on them. So without further ado, I am honored to introduce the Changemakers from Rosa Parks Elementary.
Hello, we are the Changemakers of Rosa Parks Elementary. My name is Abby Nelson and I'm in 5th grade.
My name is Jessica Urquiza and I'm in 5th grade.
My name is Sophia Martinez and I'm in 5th grade.
My name is Mia Valera and I'm in 4th grade. Our initiative is helping the homeless. We discussed the root causes of how people become homeless. We decided to focus on our community isolation. We interviewed multiple members in our community and saw it was a big issue and that it impacts 900 students in our school district.
Our survey showed us that many of those who were surveyed had negative opinions about those experiencing homelessness. 2% of the union students and teachers that were surveyed had experienced homeless, and many more know someone who is or has been homeless. In our survey, it showed us that many homeless people are missing human connections. We had a chat with Adina Lichman from Knock Knock Give Us Love. She gave us ideas with our event. She taught us the difference between the concept of feeding the homeless and dining with others.
We hosted an event on April 12, 2019 to help fight community isolation for those in need. The goal of our event was to make connections between those who are homeless and those who are not. We named the event Fill 'em Up. We partnered with Olive Garden, Eastern Community Food Bank, Community Food Bank of Eastern Oklahoma, Union Public Schools, and Leadership Tulsa. The photo on the left is our setup process, and the photos on the right show our meal before we started serving. We collected surveys from 25 people who attended the event. 100% of those surveyed said that they had joined the event, and 96% said that they would attend another event like this. 40% of those surveyed said that they had the opportunity to hear someone else's story during the event. Based on this data, we feel our project is a success. During our focus group, we found that there are even more connections and partnerships that we can make in the future.
We are planning to make this a bi-yearly event. Our goal is to maintain making strong partnerships with the community, and we want to grow this event. Our ask today is for new partners who can help us with locations and funding for future events. Please reach out if you are interested in being involved with Philemon.
Thank you, Rosa Parks Elementary. Now please give a warm welcome to Collegiate Hall Charter School.
Depression,
outrage,
Helpless.
unwanted,
Disrespected.
useless, lonely,
empathetic,
Stuck. Sad. Afraid.
unwanted.
This is how we all felt when we think about bullying and when we see bullying. And we're here to stop it.
Zedekiah,
Myra.
Delana.
Zara.
Carlos,
Michael,
And we are
The Tulsa Changemakers.
the Tulsa Changemakers. Our initiative for the Tulsa Changemakers is to stop bullying based on people's identity in school, such as race, ethnicity, age, gender, and economic status.
in our school, we did 35 interviews and 50 surveys, and we saw that 68% of students were affected by bullying, and 70% were witnessed and saw bullying from our school.
We had 3 objectives. Our first objective was our morning meeting. Our second objective was our handprint poster and our pledge. And our third objective was our social media campaign. Our goal is to share stories to combat bullying based on identity because it takes more than one step to make a change.
We rolled out our campaign on May 2nd in morning meetings. Basically, we did that in front of over 200 people. And like we showed the amount of votes and like the surveys, the answers.
We have created a social media account called The Ripple Effect, where we will post stories about bullying. We have 38 followers and 2 posts so far. And we're collecting anonymous stories in this box. We created this account because we believe that storytelling is important.
First, to help our Instagram account, we'll need you to send like any story that you want. It can be anonymous or non-anonymous. And second, like she said, follow us at the_ripple.effect. And at our school, we will continue this campaign after everything is done, and by like collecting handprints, which we did today during lunch, and collect more handprints. And if you would, can you like say the pledge with me and like repeat after me? I. Your name. Promise. To stand up. And to speak out. Against bullying. To make our city. And our world. A kinder place. Thank you.
our next amazing group of changemakers, TSAS Middle School.
Hello, my name is Angel.
My name is Felix.
I'm Sage.
Hi, I'm Kate.
And I'm Bree.
And we are the TSAS Changemakers. Our impact initiative is sexual harassment, prevention, and awareness. This is how we chose our initiative. We chose our initiative by interviewing families, friends, teachers, and peers. We also categorized the community's challenges they shared. We found that sexual harassment tied into a lot of challenges that we heard about in our interview. Listening to each other, we learned that we have all experienced or know someone who has experienced sexual harassment.
How we chose our project. We conducted a student survey and found that 59.3% of respondents have been/had a loved one that has been affected by sexual harassment. After analyzing the TSAS handbook with Robin Sines from OneOak, we determined that a section in the student handbook wasn't enough to stop sexual harassment in our community. We want to educate and empower members in the TSAS community to discuss and confront sexual harassment.
Our project. On April 10th, we facilitated a workshop and seminar on sexual harassment awareness and prevention. Participants engaged in breakout sessions on topics of online harassment with OneOak, Title IX by Boheim Freeman and Boston Avenue Law, and bystander intervention by OU. Participants also engaged in a Q&A session after that. They really engaged with the Q&A session, asking thought-provoking questions that our panel of guest speakers gave in-depth answers to. After that, participants also participated in a pre- and post-survey, so we could measure our success and gather data to share with all of you today.
Our results. In our results, we had many surprising yet wonderful outcomes. One of them is that before a seminar, 56.3% didn't know what to do in a sexual harassment situation. After our event, 100% of our participants knew what to do in a sexual harassment precipitation. 100% of our participants enjoyed the event, and they all said that they liked being in small groups and kind of being one-on-one with our guest speakers. It meant a lot to us. To Bree.
What is next? We will support our administration in creating an anonymous hotline for the TSAS community to report sexual harassment. We will create a visual to make the TSAS community aware of our new hotline. Our group asks, we are looking to connect with individuals who have experience with anonymous hotlines and a graphic designer to help us create the visual. We are also looking to connect with organizations that deal with sexual harassment in schools. In the post survey, we asked if we had another seminar would they attend. Majority said yes, but we are working on our hotline at the moment instead of the next seminar.
Remember, it is our collective responsibility to call out sexual harassment. Standing by and saying nothing only enables a harasser.
I'm very proud to present my school changemakers, the Great Springdale Changemakers.
Welcome. We are Changemakers from Springdale. Our initiative is to beautify Springdale.
Bienvenidos, nosotros somos los Changemakers de Springdale. Nuestra iniciativa es embellecer Springdale.
I am Val.
friend to a 4th grade changemaker at Springdale Elementary.
Yo soy Casey Morales, una changemaker de cuarto grado en Springdale.
My name is Kevin Hitchcock and I'm a 6th grade changemaker.
Yo soy Daniel Romero, un changemaker de cuarto grado en Springdale.
Yo soy Kevin Núñez, un changemaker de quinto grado en Springdale.
Yo soy José Cruz, un changemaker de sexto grado en Springdale. Antes de escoger nuestra iniciativa, enviamos una encuesta a los padres, estudiantes y la personal de la escuela para ver si ellos tenían los mismos pensamientos de cómo se miraba nuestra escuela. Más de 70 personas dijeron que ellos estaban cansados de explicar de dónde estaba ubicada y el logo y el nombre y el logo de nuestra escuela no se mostraba lo suficiente.
Before we picked our initiative, we surveyed parents, students, and staff at our school to see if they had the same feeling about our school. Looked over 70 people said they were also tired to having to explain where Springdale was. Oh, and that our school name and mascot were not the same.
Our plan was to beautify Springdale, but we knew we had to get more specific, so we decided to focus on the main hallway by making a welcome display, finish painting lockers, and adding stained glass windows. We also kept our big goal to put a mural on the outside of the school.
Nuestro plan era embellecer Springdale, pero nos dimos cuenta que tenemos que ser más específicos. Entonces decidimos enfocarnos en el pasillo principal y hacer más bienvenido. Terminar de pintar los aluminios y agregar dibujos en las ventanas. También mantuvimos nuestro gran proyecto de poner una mural al exterior de la escuela.
The goal of our welcome display was to put our school name, show pride and diverse culture, and have a place where students and families can take a picture on the first semester of school. Right now we are talking with our partner to determine the best materials for our sketch shown above.
El objetivo de nuestra exhibición de bienvenida fue poner el nombre de la escuela, mostrar orgullo de nuestra cultura diversa y tener un lugar donde los estudiantes y familias puedan tomarse una foto en los primeros y últimos días de clases. Ahorita estamos hablando con una asociación para determinar cuáles serán los mejores materiales para nuestro dibujo mostrado arriba.
If you just look at the pictures, you can tell that our main entrance lockers need some work. Our plan to paint two rows blue and other 2 rows yellow to represent school colors. Next year we would love to add some other details to the lockers.
Si usted viene las fotos, usted puede ver que los armarios de la entrada necesitan trabajo. Nuestro plan es pintar 2 filas azules y 2 amarillas para que representen los colores de nuestra escuela. El próximo año nos gustaría agregar otros detalles a los armarios.
Project 3, stained glass windows. This was definitely my favorite project. There is a lot of light that shines through the main hallway, so we chose the college we want to go to, plus other Oklahoma schools, and added that to the tissue paper stained glass windows. They're going to look awesome.
Este fue mi proyecto favorito. Hay bastante luz que entra en el pasillo principal, así es que cada uno escogimos un colegio al cual nos gustaría atender, además otros colegios que están en Oklahoma, y los agregamos al papel china para las ventanas. Se van a ver genial.
The mural outside our school was our biggest goal. We were able to partner up with this group to make it happen. The sketch shown on the screen came from our brain and my favorite teacher, Mr. Bruno's sketch did. At our school's Cinco de Mayo event, we promoted mural design on the community by selling magnets with the Springdale phone number on them, to raise money for our supplies. The colors are inspired by the students who colored the sketch in our class. We took ideas from our favorite ones. The mural will be revealed on May 16th, so next time you drive by Pine and Lewis, you'll know that our school is at.
El mural para la cuadra afuera de la escuela era nuestro gran objetivo y fue posible asociarnos con D-Draw para hacerlo realidad. El dibujo mostrado en la pantalla salió de mi cerebro y mi maestra favorita, la señora Everino, fue lo que lo dibujó. El evento de 5 de mayo de nuestra escuela promovimos el diseño del mural a la comunidad, vendiendo imanes con el número de teléfono inscrito en ellas para recaudar dinero para los suministros. Los colores fueron inspirados por los estudiantes que corrigieron este dibujo en la clase de arte. Tomamos ideas de nuestros favoritos. El mural será revelado el 16 de mayo, así que la próxima vez que manejen por Pine Lewis sabrán dónde se encuentra nuestra escuela. Our ask. We are requesting financial donations to buy all the supplies to complete our mural. For $3, you can buy a spring-down magnet with the original mural sketch. All money goes towards the mural.
Come to our mural reveal on May 16th at 3:45 p.m. at Springdale Elementary.
Thank you very much.
Muchas gracias. Please welcome to the stage McKeon High School.
Hello, my name is Alicia Hartman.
I'm Hope Schenk.
I'm Charlize Walker. I'm Shakaya Owens. And we are the McKeon Changemakers. Our initiative is to better McKeon's reputation. To get our initiative, we sat down and looked at our school's strengths and challenges, and we also asked people 3 things that would change about our school, and reputation was one of the top problems. We also want our students to know that we are a legacy and we are leaving our mark.
We chose our project by surveying students, faculty, and community members, and we discovered that many people felt that McKeon and our reputation had great potential. We chose the hashtag 4929Pride because we felt a lot of people are on social media and it'd be a quick and easy way to get our pride out to the public.
For our initiative, we walked around and took pictures and videos of students, staff, and community members telling us why they're proud to be a Titan.
Here are a few examples of what we have posted on our Instagram. A couple of posts that have stood out to us so far was Malachi's because he was very proud to be a Titan, and Ms. Hall, our teacher of the year, because she was very proud to be a teacher at McKeon as well as a Titan.
We got 69 Instagram followers and 63 Facebook followers. And between Instagram and Facebook, we got a total of 100 people to use the hashtag 4929Pride. Our goal for our likes was to get at least 200, but we ended up with 1,000 plus likes and 800 plus views.
What we asked on this project is for the people in our community and the schools, the people in our schools to appreciate us and to be proud of the school that we go to, and we want y'all to follow us as we ask.
And don't forget to use the hashtag 4929Pride and follow us at McKeon Changemakers. Thank you.
Coming Coming to the stage is a school ready to improve the hallways for their fellow peers. Please welcome Nathan Hale Junior High.
We're here with Hale Junior High and our initiatives for passing period policy and hallway procedures. I'm Jeremiah the Fourth.
I'm Elijah Weathers.
I'm Richard Tipton. Shree Bhakta.
Our project.
How we chose our initiative. We chose our initiative by listening to our school community and hearing what they had to say. When listening to our school, it was said that the biggest problem in our school was passing period policy because we only had 4 minutes instead of 5 minutes like other schools. Once we finished our first initiative, which was passing period policy, and realized that we had enough time for another, we continued on to our second initiative.
Our project, Passing Period Policy, otherwise known as PQ. We accomplished our PQ initiative by working with our principal to lengthen our time in the hallways of a total of 5 minutes instead of 4 minutes. With the extra 1 minute, we will be able to use the restroom and we'll be able to get ready for our next class. It's an extension of 1 minute. We will be able to move more, have more time to learn instead of wasting time on being late with additional of hall sweeps.
Our project, Passing Period Policy, also known as PQ. Our project will benefit students' education by allowing them to learn more by being on time to class. Students will be able to learn more if they are on time. When students are at class on time, they won't miss any information given by the teacher. Students who are on time to class and the students who show up to class have better grades and better GPA.
This project is in an effort to help students be more successful in getting to class on time. When students are late, they have the temptation to do the following: be more late, skip class, visit friends or visit other classes, and get into fights with other students. Students have observed how the behavior of other students change when they are late. Students have found that their peers get into more trouble when they are late.
Our results. We surveyed a random sample of 58 students at Hale Junior High. 86.2% said they would like more time during passing period. 13.8% said they believe they do not want or need more time and it's not necessary. Many students stated it would benefit their learning time in class to have longer passing period. Mr. Cole, the principal at Hale Junior High, said this may benefit the students' learning time. He agreed to increase the passing period time by next year from 4 to 5 minutes.
What is next? Next, we will continue to walk out our second initiative. Our second initiative is to help change the hallway procedures in our school. We have noticed that many students get into fights and are late to class because the students do not know which side of the hallway to walk on and accidentally go on the wrong side and might bump into people. We recently talked to our principal and attended an ex-faculty meeting, and that followed Monday to finish laying out our second initiative. Approved by the faculty, we presented the new set of hallway procedures to the school in a assembly on the following Wednesday.
Faculty meeting. On Monday, April 8th, we attended a faculty meeting at our school and worked with the school's faculty to improve our hallways procedures. With directional arrows and a road line in the middle of the hallway. During the meeting, we presented to the faculty what our new hallways would look like. In the midst of the meeting, faculty were asked to help embrace the new procedures and help discipline rebels.
assembly, we presented the hallway procedures to the student body. During the assembly, we gave the students an idea of how the hallway would look from now on. We have warned the students that the faculty will embrace the hallway procedures. If they do not follow the procedures, they will suffer the consequences.
Our observations and experiences. We have noticed that having this set of procedures has helped the student body get to class on time during passing period. Because students are bumping into each other, it starts fights. This can also cause students to be late to class, which is taking away from class time for the students.
Reflection surveys. After our presentation on Wednesday, we held a Google survey for students and the faculty on any changes they have noticed since the directional arrows and road lines we placed on the hallways. Our results were 54.5 said no, and 45.5 said yes.
Reflection on surveys continued. Have you noticed a change in the hallways since the assembly 2 weeks ago? 34.5% out of 165 responses said no.
No, 65.5 said.
Reflection surveys continued, part 2. Have you noticed a change in the classroom since the assembly 2 weeks ago? 79.5% out of 165 responses had not noticed a change, but 20.6% out of 165 responses did notice a change.
Comments. After implementing our second initiative, we received a comment from a teacher stating, "I believe the new hallway procedure is a great improvement. I realize there will always be some students who do not follow the procedures just because they exist, but most are following or trying to follow the new hallway procedures. Excellent innovations and actions. Kudos to Changemakers."
What we are asking for $275 to help pay for a higher quality tape in our school to help make sure our initiative is more permanent. With $275, we would be able to fund our second initiative and still have enough money for repairs when the tape is not sticking or when it's torn up. Prices found at Walmart. We appreciate all the donations, big and small.
Thank you for your attention. Thank you for your cooperation. We change the world.
Now let's give a warm welcome to the stage, Eugene Field Elementary.
My name is Samantha Laura. My name is Ryan Dodson. My name is Jonah Earl. And we are
Tulsa Changemakers at Eugene Field Elementary.
Tonight we will be speaking on the topic of community safety. Community safety is about feeling safe, whether at home, at school, or anywhere in the community. Our initiative is community safety and how we chose it. We chose to develop it by receiving peer suggestions and interests and observe what the community needed the most, and that community safety was our priority.
How we chose our project. Well, in the beginning of the Tulsa Changemakers, we did surveys to all the kids, and 73 responses. We found out that students wanted things to make the community safer, and
more policing in their community. And most of the responses came from the local housing from Western Pines.
He interviewed members of the community and found that most issue that was making the community unsafe, and we discussed it as a group.
How we chose our project. We talked to Mr. G, the leader of a local nonprofit called YMCA Go Club. He gave us insight on what usually happens when he walks students home. We had conversation with parents. This information supported on our surveys. We also identified that most incidents happen when students are released to go home.
Our project, Charity Walkers. On April 25th, we were shown the community as Charity Walkers. We joined the Walker School Bus with Sidier and YMCA Go Club to assist families with any needs while walking students home. Why we chose Charity Walkers. We thought safety was really important and we invited the communities to help create a safer environment. We felt there would be high investments.
In conclusion, we had a total of 22 charity walkers, and there were 35 surveys filled out by the members of the community. 100% of the people said it was a great idea to make a charity walk.
Our results.
In conclusion, we had
Our results. Charity Walkers builds a community. Charity Walk was a total success. From the local elementary, middle, and high school participated in our project. Students were able to bond with family and friends while making the community a safer environment.
Overall, there were 22 charity walkers that participated, and we did 3 rounds of charity walking patrol. The first round, we walked with the walking school bus, and we helped 30 students walk home. And the second round, we walked Western Pines as community members, and since students and families were ready to walk with us, and this time, Webster Middle School/High School were getting out. And the third round, charity walkers we collabed with the YMCA/Go Club, and we helped over 40 students walk home as charity walkers. And in total, we helped 70 children walk home safely.
In conclusion, we had a total of 22 charity walkers and 35 surveys filled out by the members of the community. 100% of the people said it was a good idea to do a charity walk in Western Pines.
What's next? We hope to get permanently secured Western Pines, and we hope this is taken all around our community, either complexes or housing. And as a group, we hope that this will evolve around Tulsa and around our community and all over the country. And always remember,
Safety first, safety always. Thank you.
Please welcome Kendall Whittier Elementary.
Williams, and we are representing the Kendall Changemakers, starting Paulette Conway, William Bravo, and Maria Esparza, and Damaris Alvarado, and Dominic Pryor, which he couldn't make it.
How we chose our initiative. We did our identity walk, and we found out that racism and mental health were a big problem. Throughout consensus building, we voted and we decided, and we talked to our counselor, and at our school and Changemaker alumni, and we considered this as our project.
How we chose our project. We talked to Ms. Wall about service dogs because we knew she liked animals, dogs. Out of 41 surveys, and only 1 in 3 kids said they had good mental health. We want our event to be fun, so we arranged it for after school. We choose therapy dogs who can make you feel loved and get stressed out.
Our project, Feel Better with Dogs. And May 3rd, we held an event for people that have stress and don't want to hurt people, animals, or themselves of anger. Our goal was to have over 75 people at our event. We wanted to donate money to St. Francis Children's Hospital to help kids who are sick and struggling. We wanted people to learn about therapy dogs. I enjoy these clips.
Our goal was to make the event happy and relaxing, and from our focus group, we found that it was relaxing. People came on when they found the dogs adorable and cute. Kayla Esparza was a student who came to our event, and she said, "I think the dogs were very beautiful and I felt very comfortable. They're there because I love dogs. I want to see them again."
Our next step is to train an awesome dog leader. He was found with his sister, Kendall, by a walking school bus. Kendall has been adopted since, but Whittier has been staying with our counselor, Mr. Dover. We connected Mr. Dover to Fireworks, which helped us with our event. It usually costs $2,500 to train a dog, but they kindly reduced it to $500. If you would like Kendall Whittier to get a permanent therapy dog, please donate to our GoFundMe and
Thank you, Kendall Whittier. Let's give a round of applause for Hale High School.
We are the McKeon Changemakers. Click the bottom button. We are the McKeon. We are the McKeon High School Changemakers. Our project initiative is to create more opportunities and activities for students to engage in. Hi, my name is Lynette Taylor. This is Jennifer Lopez. This is Alicia Gonzalez. And this is Cheyenne Wilson.
How we chose our initiative. We chose our initiative by discussing as a group different ideas we had. We also interviewed different members of our community to learn about what they were doing and how they can help us. We also analyzed community strengths and changes needed in our community. How we chose our project. We chose our project from surveys and group discussion. We surveyed 28 students and teachers. From the surveys, we learned that 82% said yes to more bilingual to support, and 71% said yes to more after-school activities. Because of this information, we were stuck between two project ideas, which were the Hell Day of Service and teaching basic Spanish to staff. In the end, we chose the Hell Day of Service because it's more realistic to do in a short amount of time.
Our Hell Day of Service took place Friday, April 5th. We had one group of students painting banners and the other group picked up trash outside. We also received donated material.
17 students participated. To prepare for our day of service, we made announcements on the intercom and talked to students. To recruit for participation. Our hope is to do Hail Day service again to keep up with helping to take care of our students.
Our results have proven that 100% of service day participants reported that they had fun and would volunteer again. Our banners are now displayed inside of our school. Our focus group participants were given information about volunteering at Nathan Hill Library and YMCA, and also attended camp anytime.
We would like for our community to help students access more information about internships, scholarships, college career preparation, leadership opportunities, and volunteer service.
Our final group for the evening, please welcome Eleanor Chow Elementary.
Good evening, everyone. There are at least two definitions of a change maker. One is what everyone here is, someone who seeks to make positive change in their community. Another, someone who seeks to make change in their pockets. We are the change makers from Elementary Elementary, a community school in Memphis, located at 31st and Garden. We are William Hart, Christiana Joyce, Amron Cherry, Suri Tran, Ashley Douglas Steele, and Marcy Carbion.
We began the process of choosing our initiative by first listening to ourselves, our strengths and experiences, as well as challenges we saw in our community. We were all really passionate about different topics, but we knew we could only choose one. Not gonna lie, it got a little heated. We all brought personal experiences that we hope to make a difference for. We broke down the topics, voted to find the top few, and defended our passions to seek consensus. We ended up choosing racism as our initiative because of experiences that we had seen in our school and in our personal lives. For example, right before we had chosen our initiative, I had been called a monkey by the other student in my class. We didn't want that to continue for others in our school. After surveying our community, interviewing 6 community leaders, and even a super cool, smart dude named Jeff Andrade, we realized how serious of a problem racism really was.
To choose a specific project that would address an issue as big as racism was hard. We remembered that this project was for our community, so we created a survey to see their views on racism. We got 60 responses, and 81% said they believe racism was a serious issue. Some responses were, I think racism exists because many people live in their own bubbles and do not have the opportunity to interact with people of different race and backgrounds. So they might be more likely to believe stereotypes they have heard about others without having any experience to prove or disprove them. Por falta de educación y respeto, falta de aceptación de origen, de cada uno de nosotros, independientemente de raza, color, religión o cualquier cosa que nos diferencie de los demás.
When we asked, what do you think can be done to decrease racism in our community,
We got responses saying, create a setting to have people talk about their similarities and differences with open dialogue, positive interaction with the others in our community, more positive stories in the culture of others. We learned that we can make the most difference by addressing the root cause of racism. We found several, but the one we felt most able to affect was not knowing others.
Our project needed to be something 6th graders could do to decrease racism in our school in just 4 weeks, which we later learned was called SCOPE. After doing research and an activity called If You Really Knew Me and Changemakers, we started getting some ideas of how we could help our classmates better know each other. We decided to host an event called The Wonders of Difference. We advertised around the school, made an announcement at lunches, partnered with the PTA to donate money for snacks, created permission slips, and even convinced the school to let us use over an hour of school time for the event. But really, we didn't think there could be a better educational experience than learning about each other. You might be wondering what the event was, so let me tell you. On April 12th, 52 4th and 5th graders joined us in the gym. We began by energizing and connecting with a few games. After we had built some positivity, we explained the purpose of the event, a chance to be understood for who we really are. We then did an activity called Step Across the Line, to silently share experiences we had been through. A few of the questions were to please step across the line if you or somebody you know have been physically or emotionally hurt because of their race, you do not live with both of your parents, or you have been separated from somebody you care about because of jail, prison, or immigration authorities. After Step Across the Line, each changemaker led a small group discussion for students to complete the sentence, if you really knew me. Many students shared powerful stories, and we returned to the line for our final question.
Before students of the gym, we asked them to please step across the line if they would stand up when they saw discrimination hurting someone in our community. Everyone crossed the line. At first, we weren't sure how effective our event was. However, when we read our surveys, we were amazed. We had overachieved all our objectives and goals. We wanted 30 participants, and we had 52. 95% of the participants said that they were glad that they came to the event. 81% said that they were glad that they were better understood. 88% said they felt better understood by others, and 95% said they were most likely to stand up against racism. We were thrilled with the surveys, but we wanted to actually hear from some participants about their experience. The next week, we conducted a focus group with 10 students to see how it affected them and if they had advice for us to improve the event. Some feedback we received was, I feel better understood because they understood what's happening in my life, and that made me feel better. I experienced the same things as others experienced, and that made me feel nice.
We were like clueless chickens when we started Changemakers. Soon enough, those clueless chickens realized that they had heart, they had experiences, and a voice, and that made them powerful. It was a lot of work, but we're very glad we did our project. When we started thinking about what's next, we thought about how we could keep working on our racism initiative, even after we leave from middle school in a few weeks. We thought that a book to continue to allow the stories of If You Really Knew Me to be written and shared across time in elementary would be really cool. We were wondering if anybody could help us design and create a diary or collective If You Really Knew Me entries for our library. Kids could continue to add to it year after year to see what it's like to be in each other's shoes and perhaps feel a little less alone or unheard. Also, we sort of cheated and have a second request. We were hoping to partner with someone to help us make a second event next year, except this time it would be at the Union 6th and 7th grade center. We feel like kids there could benefit from the same things we did this year, maybe even more. However, we need help to fund and organize it. If you have any ideas to support either of our next steps, please meet with us tonight. Finally, please check the brochures for how you can support our individual passions. Thank you and have a nice night.
Thank you for taking the time out of your day to come see this year's Tulsa Changemakers Spring Pitch Night. We appreciate your time. Again, we would like to thank TCC's Center for Creativity for hosting us, One Gas for sponsoring this event, and our 2018-19 sponsors for making this whole year possible. Inside your brochure is a pledge card where you can make a donation. Your donation helps us build a model city for youth-driven impact. Please put your pledge card in the basket located at the resource table before you leave. Now, this is where you'll begin networking time with each of the school groups. Each Changemaker school groups will be stationed around the room. Please introduce yourselves and get to know more about each group and to hear more about what each student wants to do moving on. In 20 minutes, we will bring our event to an official close. Once again, thank you for your time. Please enjoy.